Hey, what's up, guys? Sandro Santowski back. I'm giving you my early leans for UFC Fight Night Hermansson vs. Strickland. This event will take place in 6 days. Watched a great Bellator card yesterday, man. It was actually a pretty good card. Watched the main card on Showtime yesterday. But we're going to talk about Hermansson vs. Strickland, man. And this will kick off, I think, 8 straight weeks, or probably even more than that, of straight UFC action. So that'll be good. So let's dive deep into this card. It's taking place Saturday, February 5th, 2022, from the Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada. So first up, Malcolm Gordon against Denise Bondar. Gordon, he got a win. He actually got a win in the UFC, man. He beat Francisco Figueiredo, Davidson's brother, his last outing. That was in July. It seemed like a lot longer, but I mean, I bet this guy, man, in his UFC debut against Amir Albazi, what a mistake. Albazi destroyed that dude, man. And a lot of that was based off me watching this win over Yoni Sherbatov that he had in TKO in April of 2019, but that didn't matter, man. He got destroyed. He has no chin. I'm not high on the guy at all. I'm actually really excited, man, hopefully to see Denise Bondar from the Ukraine make his debut, man. He's got a lot of finishes on his record, man, and he comes from a part of the world where wrestling and grappling is a very common thing. It's ingrained in these guys, man. So I'm gonna take Denise Bondar here by first round submission. Danilo Marquez against Jaitan Almeida. And Marquez, man, he's got some wins, man, where a lot of people didn't really count on him to pick up a win, but he did. Beat Mike Rodriguez, sent Mike Rodriguez out of the UFC. Beat Khalidis Ibrahimov. We know what a fraud that guy is. He lost to Kennedy Njokuani in his last fight. But he's had more UFC success than what a lot of people thought. He's going up against this guy in the Contender Series, man, that just absolutely ran through Nasruddin off. He's got a lot of finishes himself, man. So I'm gonna go with Almeida here, man, by first round knockout. But it could be a submission as well. Next up, Alexis Davis against Gilga Starlanko. Starlanko, man, she seems like she's really good with armbar finishes, but that's it. Doesn't really have a path to victory outside of that. I mean, I'd like to see her. I'd like to see her, evolve and become a great Lithuanian fighter, and but Alexis Davis here, not too much to say about her. She did have a nice win over Sabino Mazo, but we know Sabino Mazo doesn't belong at bantamweight. She just couldn't defend the takedowns. Lost to Pani Kinizad by decision, but we know Kinizad is a really good fighter, man. There is no shame in that. I'm pretty high on Kinizad. But I'm going to take Davis here, man, as long as she avoids that armbar finish. She needs to be real careful when taking down Stolia Ranko. But outside of that, I see Alexis Davis picking up the win here. Jason Witt against Philip Rowe. See Jason Witt getting a lot of love on the betting lines, man. The line on Philip Rowe is dropping, but I like Philip Rowe, man. I like Philip Rowe's reach, man. He can knock dudes out. He beat Orion Costco by knockout. And he's done a lot of grappling matches, man. Lost to Gabe Green. That was a hell of a war, though. I like Rowe here, man. I'm not really sold on Witt's chin. I guess maybe the more tired that Rowe can get, if Rowe can't put him out of there, then I can see maybe Witt wrestling his way to a decision. But my pick is going to be Rowe here. And I'm actually taking Rowe by first round knockout. Next up, Marc-Andre Barriault against Chidi Njokuani. Man, what a great fight here at middleweight. Marc-Andre Barriault, he's really been on a resurgence, man. It looked like this guy was going to be cut from the UFC not too long ago. He's picked up nice wins over Abu Azitar and Dachi Mungiabula. But man, he was on a skid for a while. He trains, I think, at Sanford now. So he's really getting some good training in, man. Njokuani, a guy I never thought I would see in the UFC, man. He kind of washed out of Bellator. And here he is, coming off a nice win on the Contender Series over Mario Souza. And I'm actually going to pick Chidi here just with his range. Pick him by decision, but it's possibly you could put him out with some knees or punches here. But I'm going to go with Chidi here. Hakeem Dawodu against Mike Trezano. Man, what a great fighter featherweight. I'm going to side with Dawodu here by decision. But he's almost a 2-1 favorite, so I see a lot of people siding with Trezano based off value. And Trezano picked up a nice win over Ludovic Klein in his last fight, man. And we know what a banger Klein is. But I'm going to side with Dawodu, man. I do like his striking. I do think the guy could possibly, be a top 10 featherweight or top 15 featherweight here, soon. Miles Johns against John Castaneda. I'm going to side with Johns here. I do have Johns picked. I mean, a lot of love's coming in on Castaneda. He is a banger, too. John's really impressed me, man. This guy's really developing his stand-up really nice. He's got great takedowns, and man, he's really developing his stand-up. Put Anderson Dos Santos out, man. He just looked fucking so much faster than Anderson Dos Santos. I'm going to side with Johns here by decision. Julian Erosa against Steven Peterson. Steven Peterson's taken a lot of damage in his career. LFA vet. Julian Erosa, another guy that washed out of the UFC at one point, but man, he's really had a nice resurgence, man. He put out Charles Jourdain in his last fight. I'm taking Julian Erosa here to win by decision. Brian Battle against Tresean Gore. I'm going to side with Brian Battle here by decision. Don't know a lot about these guys. I think they're both Contender Series guys making their debut. Well, this guy was on the Ultimate Fighter, Tresean Gore. Brian Battle was on the Contender Series. Or no, he beat Gilbert Abin in his last fight, yeah. So I don't know. I'm gonna side with the underdog Brian Battle here. Sam Alvey and in his probably his last UFC fight against Phil Hawes. I think Sam Alvey's on like a 6-fight losing streak, man. But he keeps saying nice things about the UFC, so they keep keeping him around. But yeah, I'm gonna side with Phil Hawes, even though Phil Hawes is coming off a fucking knockout loss to Chris Curtis. I mean, in a fight that he was really piecing up Curtis, man. But Chris Curtis is a dog, man. I'm going to side with Hawes here, man. He should get it done, man. Alvey's on his way out. I'm going to side with Hawes here by first round knockout. Shavkat Razakhmanov against Carlson Harrison. Kind of hate to see these guys matched up. Both prospects at welterweight. I'd rather see him fight the old guards and two prospects face off against each other, man. Carlson Harrison, man, this guy's got dynamite in his hands, man. I'm actually picking this guy as an underdog. He sent Kasaganai out of the UFC, which I'm surprised the UFC cut. Beat Christian Aguilera. I mean, this guy's good, man. Shavkat, I really haven't watched his fights, but he's picked up some nice wins over Alex Oliveira and Michael Prazeres. Prazeres, we know he's a steroid cheat, no longer in the UFC. I like Carlson Harris, man. You're going to give me this guy with these type of hands at plus 185 odds, and it was actually even bigger. I mean, he was plus 215 at one point, plus 240. So, I like Carlson Harris here, man, as an underdog pick. I think there's a lot of value on this guy. Paulina Soriano against Nick Maximoff. Striker against Grappler. Can Soriano stay off the mat, stay off his back, and piece up Nick Maximoff. Nick Maximoff wasn't really impressed with this guy, man. I don't really see this guy as a UFC talent. Picked up a nice win over Cody Brundage. I thought Cody Brundage could have possibly got the win if he just would have had a little bit smarter fight IQ. Credit to Maximoff for utilizing his grappling and just out grappling Brundage. But I like Soriano here, man. I think Soriano can really put this guy out, man. And I think they're really giving Soriano a spot to shine in the co-main event. So I'm going to side with Soriano here by first round knockout. Jack Hermansson against Sean Strickland, man. Put some respect on Hermansson's name. Sean Strickland, he's been a guy that's kind of plagued me over the years. I lost money to him against Uriah Hall. I had Uriah Hall as a big underdog bet this past July. I remember picking Tom Breeze against him 6 years ago. 7 years ago, I remember having Sean Strickland picked against Santinigo Ponzinibbio, and Ponzinibbio beat him. So, I mean, this guy's kind of just played me over the years. Thing is, though, man, a lot of guys are high on Strickland based off his Strickland, based off all his Twitter posts, Instagram posts, whatever. Hermansson, he's a quiet dude. This guy's a true middleweight, though. And what I mean by that, this guy's fought at middleweight, I think, his entire career. He's a big guy, man. He's a true middleweight. I'm not saying Sean Strickland hasn't grown into his middleweight frame, but the guy's a former welterweight. Hermansson will definitely have a little bit of size at the least on him. And you can say what you want, man. Vettori put a lot of damage on Hermansson, but Hermansson hung in there and put a hell of a lot of volume on himself. Beat Edmund Shabazian, great striker. Hermansson out-grappled him. And I see Strickland's grappling really being tested. Yes, Strickland went 5 rounds with Uriah Hall in a stand-up war. There was no threat of a takedown. Hermansson's going to put the threat of a takedown. Hermansson's going to throw low kicks. Hermansson's going to put a lot of volume, man. And I'm high on Jack, man. You're going to give me plus 180, plus 190 odds on Hermansson. It's pretty crazy, man. I like Jack Hermansson all day here, man. It's definitely a worthy underdog. Don't know how you could lay minus 210 odds on Strickland against a true middleweight like Jack Hermansson. Jack Hermansson is the play for me, man. So those are my picks, guys. Early leans. I'll do my official predictions day of. So some things may change. Hermansson, Soriano, Harris, Hawes, Battle, Erosa, Johns, Dawodu, Njokuani, Rowe, Davis, Almeida, and Bondar. Those are my early leans for Hermansson versus Strickland. Thanks for joining me, guys. Bye.